Oh, I can do that. I didn't really... Okay, so that slot's the same as that one, I guess. Okay. Eagle. Where's its chip? Are they heretical adherent? I don't think he's heretical. No, he's dogmatic, if anything. Alright. Alright, I think that's the chip he had. Alright, Jay! Oh my god. Alright. Oh my god, I think she's actually got everything. Okay, cool. Servo skull chip. Last thing. What did you have? Oh, this one, the skull. Oh, I never even noticed this. The servo skull can count as cover. So you can, like, skip behind it. That's pretty neat. Look at that. Alright. Let's get Cabela.
There will be no peace in my wake.
The dead Lacerax's hide and flesh have been burnt to the bone. The mutilated bodies of the prisoners have fused together into a large pile that gives off a caustic smell of rot. Okay. Drink of water here. Quick save now that we got our gear fixed. Glad it was less painful than last time. And the floor of the cage is littered with corpses, their arms sticking out between the bars and their pale faces pressed against the cold metal. Above them stands Cabela, frozen between two female figures. She listens to their sinister whispers, her arms hanging limply. Aggressive Cabela. You are nothing but a weapon designed to spill blood. You have no will of your own, and thus you cannot resist him. Admit it. Derisive Cabela. He has sullied you, shattered you. You are an unholy imitation. You should have accepted this by now. Examine the cage. Each corpse has one or two brutal, indisputably lethal wounds. A pierced heart, a slashed throat, a black void instead of an eye socket. Each body, both living and dead alike, has the same face. Cabela's face. Examine the figures standing next to Cabela. Both figures have her face, yet there is no mistaking one for the other. One of them is twisted into a still, mask-like grimace of loathing. It rasps as if ripping its own throat apart. You were created to serve as a tool. You do not have the capacity to oppose the hand that commands you. That is why sooner or later you will succumb. The other wears a smile, both mocking and pained at once. Like the first figure, this one seems unable to rid itself of its expression. You are ruined. That is why the Undying One refuses to take you away. Now you are prey for the wicked, their plaything. Awareness succeeded. After getting a better look at the doppelgangers, you notice faint scars on their skin left by the scalpel that has transformed their appearance. Subtle as their sculptor's handiwork may be, it does not stand up to your scrutiny. Address the doppelgangers. You are fabrications. Who are you before the homunculus changed you? Why do you play along with his deception? We are her. We are shards of a soul that is crushed and cursed. Do you not recognize your servant in her new form, Daman? The wicked spawn never stops grinning brazenly. The other doppelganger, grimacing angrily, nods at Cabela with contempt. Do you think she is cleaner than us, Daman? She is broken. Nothing could shape the Cabela you knew. Before you was warped imitation of who she was. Repulsive. Tainted. What happened here? Stay away, Daman. I've been corrupted. The blasphemer said you were dead. This worthless blade has failed you, and all I could do was to break itself against the bones of its enemies to wash away the shame. I fought them, I forced them to take my life, but the dark flesh carver, he committed an atrocity. He has spurned death itself. Whenever I received a mortal wound, he would wrest my fading soul from his hands. He mended my wounds, made my heart beat once more, kindled my consciousness a moment before it could be extinguished forever. And he did it again and again and again. And every time I found myself on death's threshold, he claimed a part of my soul to create this. Kibella gestures to her copies. Unhallowed replicas. My soul is mutilated, I'm a mockery of what I once was, and I can't fight. Not anymore. Xenos failed. It is possible that Xenos is indeed so powerful as to be able to dissect and alter a person's soul. If so, anyone who has spent time as its captive should be avoided. There's no telling to what extent he can twist someone's very being. Gesture at Kibella. I am taking you away from here. Before Kibella could say anything, her furious copy hisses. You will not endanger the Daemon. You have been in the Homunculus' hands for too long. You do not know how much control he has gained over you. What if you turn out to be his instrument, and not that of the Daemon in a critical moment? What if this is a trap, a poisoned gift? The other double laughs and points at the dead bodies. The true Kibella lies among these corpses. You are just her vestige, her infinitesimal trace defiled by the Xenos. You are unclean, and now that you would stain the Daemon with your abominable essence? Kibella regards her copies in silence, then shakes her head heavily. They are right. I cannot go with you. It could be the Homunculus' trap. Who can say? Perhaps I am not even the true Kibella, merely a shard of her. Abandon me here. Save yourself. So, I order you to kill these clones and then join me? All characteristics except weapon skill are reduced by 10. The shock Kibella suffered as Tervantius' prisoners left an indelible mark on her mind. Oh, okay, let's not do that. Dogmatic! You would dare plead for a release from your sacred vow of service. Your duty is not yet done, and neither has your penance been paid. She raises her chin and hisses. Do not reproach me, Daemon. Not even you have that right. You who know not of the dread of looking into your own face and questioning what you are. She pulls out a dagger and mutters, Enough! If there is no answer, I will carve it into the flesh of existence. I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. I am Kibella, and I name myself the true one. Dogmatic, +5. The other two prisoners raise their weapons, but they do not possess even a tenth of the speed of a true death cultist. Kibella stares at you as if she cannot recognize you, a trickle of blood running down her face. Can you feel it, Daemon? The shards have become whole. The torturous ringing is gone, only silence remains. As for the wounds that this place has left, no matter. I am your blade once again, yearning for your command. A shadow darkens her face. If you can find a moment to spare, I would ask that you speak with me somewhere more private. There is too much weighing on my soul, Daemon. Okay.
What torments you?
She has her gear. And she has a level up. Also, she is the top person in the party for demolition now. So she should be able to help us get through some areas that require demolition that we couldn't before. Ah. My lunch was not cooperating. Let me see. What are you eating? We had homemade pizza last night, and this is a slice of that, but my wife cut it up so I didn't have to get grease on my fingers while I'm at the computer. So it's pizza, is the short answer. Let's see. So that would typically be 15% damage bonus. Enemies suffering from any damage over time effect inflicted by the Executioner also get -9 to resistance tests. Sure. Alright.
What lies
Quick save. And let's try talking with him again, now that we got Kibella back. The appendages protruding from the Xenos' back move restlessly, emitting an unnerving screech. Tervantius is completely engrossed in his apparatus and spares no attention. I wish to know more about you and your craft. I am not in the habit of conversing with specimens, but if it increases your motivation to serve... What is your craft? An absurd question befitting your small-minded kind. The homunculi are artists of anguish and the masters of flesh, the delvers into unexplored sources of pain. The greatest among their people. My head holds a brilliant intellect, my hands command power over life and death, my body is the pinnacle of surgical discipline. Our minds hold the knowledge of hundreds of generations. Are you aware of the beautiful variety of essences that can be extracted from the psychic energy of a dying sentient creature? Of the ways shades of torment and methods of termination alter a essence's properties? This is the great alchemy of death and transformation. Persuasion. Smile obsequiously. Until this day, I could only dream of meeting such a wise and enlightened being. Success. The homunculus's limbs react with an excited clatter of blades. I have few equals in Kamarog. My knowledge is vast, it goes beyond what mysteries of flesh and essences. I have observed many disjunctions where the destructive energies of the unreal erupted here in the webway. I have studied the devastating force and learned to harness it. I have created size stiflers to keep the space around the spire intact. I have touched knowledge so ancient. He abruptly ends his speech, casts a suspicious look at you, and then snaps. It is not necessary for you to know this, specimen. Am I to understand that the most fearsome Drakari warriors are creations by artisans such as you? Without a doubt. Even the most skilled witches and mighty Kabalites are outstripped by the pure destructiveness of our genius. Yet I long ago rose above the building of commonplace battle beasts. The monstrosities I create are unique. My last specimen, the Katanos, surpassed every trifle ever made by my rivals. I fed it elite warriors until it escaped and hid in the mangled sector. I would have caught it, but then a new idea drew my attention. At present, I am working on a grotesque of previously unknown power, built from the most exquisite and exotic body parts from strong fighters. Specimen, should you ever see the corpse of a fine warrior or a mighty creature lying at your feet, cut out the best part and bring it to me. I shall find you some interesting samples. K. Maragalontok, do you not get enough monsters in this accursed city? Good specimen. Your cooperation will be rewarded. Why did I survive the interrogation to which Marazai brought me? Your body was given to me for disposal. It was thrown into the cesspit. The homunculus's voice grows thoughtful. It is an anomaly that the specimen did not die. I must consider fitting the disposal chute with a shredding mechanism. Yurlia shakes her head. The Master of Flesh is twisting the truth, Alontok. Had the Arabinian not interfered in the Archon's trial, it is unlikely that anyone could have survived that questioning. Let us stop there. I require your aid, homunculus. You forget yourself, specimen. Go and serve my will, and should I decide to shall blah blah blah. Is there any way I can offer to repay a being of such brilliance for the attention it may graciously grant me? His smile is a strange combination of contempt and pleasure. Your paltry possessions do not interest me. If you had something that could intrigue a master sculptor such as I, perhaps a remarkable piece of organics, I might grant you a few short moments of my time. If it is sacrifice you want, artisan of flesh, I am ready to offer myself as one. Yurliet's voice vibrates, but she keeps her eyes locked on Tervantius. Will you take my flesh? I will take more than flesh. I can extract something far more valuable from a single shred of your organics. The homunculus smiles unnervingly. This does interest me. I will not remove much of her. Her functionality will not suffer. Yurliet, why? This will be a step upon the path of atoning for the errors of my past, Alontok. If my sacrifice will bring you closer to salvation, I will commit myself into the hands of this tormentor. I'm guessing it gives her like a permanent debuff or something? Accept your payment. She is yours. Tervantius produces a device fitted with an unusually long needle. Try not to squirm, little insect. The needle needs to go through your spirit stone, heart, and spine so that I can collect all 3 samples at once, and it is so very fragile. Yurliet presses her lips together and nods. Do your work, flesh stealer. I do not fear you, nor do I fear pain. She goes on to mouth these words over and over like a mantra when the homunculus drives the needle into her chest. A click comes from inside her body. Yurliet pales, her face twisted in torment, but she remains as still as a statue. Very slowly, Tervantius pulls the needle out of her, examines it critically, then finally nods. The sampling was successful. He gives Yurliet a dismissive glance. I have no further need of you. You took my companion's respiratory augment, and now she is dying. Return it immediately. Tervantius places an appendage on his chest in an almost comically human gesture of wounded pride. What striking proof of the innate shallowness of your kind. After ridding her of that crude device you refer to as an augment, I restored an intriguing feature of her genetic code. So be it. I will not squander my best materials on her. I will return her mechanism without delay. First, let us remove the redundant parts. Several instruments of death with blades of varying length, thickness, and curvature appear in Tervantius' hands. He bares his teeth and addresses Jay in an insinuating voice. Which one do you choose? Jay's mouth twists, and she looks ready to unleash a torrent of profanity in the homunculus' face, but she stops herself and swallows her ire. With her head bowed, the smuggler lies down again under the Xenos' knife. So it's done? Okay. Oh, there we go. The appendages protruding from the Xenos back move restlessly, emitting an unnerving speech. Alright. I found some materials. Are they suitable for your new monster? The homunculus digs through the chunks of flesh with the enthusiasm of a hungry vulture. Finally, he snaps. Good materials. Good specimen. Bring me more. Arena beast claws from the arena. Cameoleoline skin that we found. Master Tervantius, I require a moment of your precious time, and I'm willing to pay for it. After rummaging through what you have, he pulls out a fragment of flesh that has caught his eye. He splits off a piece of it, places it in his mouth, thinks for a while, and finally concludes. Curious, you have earned my attention, specimen. Speak quickly. My condition has been rather grave since my arrival in Kamarog. Can you mend my body? With a loud click of his scissor-like fingers, his voice turns ghoulish. Let us see what kind of interesting damage your body has taken and which parts of your miserable organics can be improved without inflicting any substantial harm on your sanity. Try not to scream. Some specimens end up tearing their vocal cords during this procedure. Then again, you will scream whether you want to or not. Great. Is that it? Alright, so we have all of our debuffs gone. We have like 7 debuffs. They're all gone. Alright. So, I was hoping that one of the options would be to get Heinrichs back. But that does not seem to be an option. Can we talk to Marazai? The tall Drukari, whose body is riddled with painful-looking puncture wounds and dotted with metal rings and clamps, lets out a chuckle as you approach and begins speaking in his own language. Your elucidator hisses to life, translating the words. Look, Carrion, is this the monkey that cost you your place at the Archon's side? Marazai's eyes flare with turquoise fire at the sight of you, an immediate uncontrollable urge to kill. The Drukari seizes the blades hanging from his belt and freezes at the shout of the metal-studded Xenos. Careful with the meat for the arena, Marazai. If Sinithora is short on toys for her fighters, you will be punished again. She seems to enjoy pitting you against Chimerae. Maybe this time she won't deem it necessary to give you back your skin after you slay them all. The motionless Marazai turns his head towards his kin, and you notice a thin red stripe on his neck below his ear, like a fresh stitch. Shaking with barely contained rage, the former Draken stares at you with dark eyes. Address Abis. So you and your rabble are the champions of the local arena. Abis frowns at the sound of the elucidator and turns away from you dismissively, exchanging a few words with the witch standing next to him. The mocking laughter and haughty looks in your direction leave no doubt about the subject of their conversation. Snap the elucidator shut and address Marazai. So Marazai can speak, human tongue, Gothic. Your kin do not seem overly fond of you. Marazai casts a contemptuous glance at the witches and without hesitation switches to Low Gothic. This witch cult scum is not my kin. Half-borns like Abis belong here in the filth of the chasm. He cuts himself off, his gloves squeaking in protest as he clenches his fists. You are trapped. I am trapped. We could help each other. You? Help me? The Drukari snorts disdainfully. Why would the quarry help the hunter? If you expect me to believe that... Hang on, trying to decide. Let's make a deal. You help me take out my enemies, and I shall help you take out yours. Marazai lifts his chin and lets out a hiss, more pensive than angry. Abis makes an impatient gesture. I am tired of listening to you and your old friend whispering in that primitive babble. Enough. We must go. Marazai grudgingly obeys the order, but as he walks away, he cannot resist tossing another unreadable look in your direction. Okay, so I've never done it, but I know, because I was told by other people, that Marazai can join you as a party member.
In this
Him
tapestry
and
of
the Space
world,
Marine are the last two, I believe.
I am the rogue thread.
Speaking of Space Marine, the bars of the cage are sturdy enough to stop a tank, or the fury of a post-human.
Not to see them cut down.
Singing softly under his breath, the man of enormous proportions is intently stripping raw meat from a bone with his teeth. His unwashed red hair is falling into his face, his beard matted and blood-stained, and the aforementioned teeth look more like fangs than any human equivalent. Continue. A less knowledgeable person might not recognize this giant humanoid, but you are well aware that this is a Space Marine, an angel of the Emperor. The scar tattoos on his body, which at first appear abstract and primitive, together form the angular shape of a wolf's mouth with bared fangs. This person must be the genetic offspring of Leman Russ, Space Wolf of Fenris. Fenris Hildavlak.
Fenris Yolda, mortal. You know the old words. Good words. Strong as a rock. Sharp as the blade of a force axe. Deadly as a kraken's tooth.
The words are spoken in the guttural rasp of an invertebrate killer, wholly in keeping with the man's formidable appearance. But you did not expect him to slip into poetic epitaph so readily.
What do you want?
Who are you?
I am a wolf.
At first glance, the man does not strike you as possessing great intellect. He is clearly more accustomed to mauling and killing than thinking, but you detect a certain shrewdness in his eyes. Why does the homunculus keep you in a cage?
For his own safety. When I am not busy killing inhuman spawn in the arena, the Xenos fear my will.
We suffer the same fate. I was also captured by the Xenos, and they have forced me to kill for their entertainment.
But I sit in a cage while you roam freely around their city. They do not fear you. Maybe there is a reason for that. Maybe our fates are not the same at all.
How did you come to be here?
My pack answered the Inquisition's call and came to the Coronis Expanse. There was a battle, and then...
Jix says, first time catching you live. Want to say thank you for the Yours 2 content. Came back after a long break and been a bunch of good content. Oh, thank you for the kind words. I'm glad you enjoy my stuff. And we are actually getting some new Guild Wars 2 news later today. I'll be covering that late tonight when I come back to the evening stream.
The young wolves yearning to be meat for their brotherlings. To a feast of bolters they went out roving. Though they were but few, one long fang with them went loping. Not to see them cut down by scythes unclean. The pups he sent scattering, and there stood alone the paths guarding. For a foe he long spied, one worthy among unworthy. The song of swords singing, they clashed with clamor and skill. until stood the old wolf upon the bones. Then, by the birds of battle, was he brought down.
Sweet, off to sleep for me. We'll catch up when I can. Take care, best of luck at everything you do. The Fractal videos are my favorite series. High quality content for sure. Take care. Thank you again. You have a good night.
Was that clear enough? This saga sounds less interesting in prose.
Pointed the piece of meat in his hand. Don't they feed you?
A predator does not eat only when it is hungry. There are many reasons to eat.
There must have been a reason for this bloody repast. For a moment, the vicious grin loses some of its sincerity as the bloodthirsty prisoner casts an intense, scrutinizing look at your face as if trying to read your thoughts. You must be planning to escape, yes?
And why do you want to know?
Because I want to get out of here. Listen closely to the song. You do not know the language. The sound seems crude and mingled, but not entirely lacking the harsh dignity of a form of Gothic, which also sounding similar to the rumble of a landslide, sharp and choppy guttural phrases tumbling forth in a harsh rhythm. Try to sing with him? Fellowship 80%. You close your eyes and enter the flow of the song like slipping into a fast-flowing mountain river. Words rise up naturally in your mind. They are not the same ones sung by the prisoner, but you sense their aptness. Verse flows from your lips, full of surprising poetic metaphors and bloody details of a nameless hero fighting monsters under the light of unfamiliar stars.
You are one who has supped the mjord of the Skjalds, I see. In the long haul, some of my brothers would be eager to tell you of their exploits, so that you would sing a saga of their deeds.
Study the man. A warrior such as you could prove useful to me.
To get what you want, you will have to convince two very headstrong individuals. Me and my captor. That claw-handed Xenos.
Step away from the cage. Master, allow me to take the space marine you keep in the cage. No. The homunculus snaps curtly and he returns to his work. Noticing you're still waiting for something, he hisses irritably, still not taking his eyes off the experiment. If you wish to continue wasting my time with your pathetic pleading and whining specimen, then you know the price. Pay up or get out. I cannot pay right now. Alright. Alright, so I need to get more parts to be able to try to get the Space Marines just a conversation.
They will see.
Hey Mike, now that Aviotic
yes,
Factor is out 1.0, we
indeed.
tried some days. Survival
They
game in a
all
research facility
will
setting.
see.
I'm not familiar with that one, but usually I do like survival games, so I'd probably be game to try it. Okay. So, next up, let's see. There's the boss that was down by the commissar. And also the commissar himself. I think we can go back and kill him for what he did to us. Hey chat, anyone excited for the Against the Storm DLC? I haven't played the base yet, so I don't know what it changes. I didn't know they were getting another DLC, but the base game was awesome. I played a lot of the base game. I made a positive review video on it if you're interested. The Twitch integration is a bit too much. We tried the Twitch integration of it. I got my butt kicked. It was a bit too powerful to deal with. I think it bugged because you told him that you had parts for his creation. If you do that, he takes everything you have. And if you leave conversation, you lose the extra bits he hasn't paid you for. Well, I gave him 2 bits, and one was heal me, and one was heal Jay. So, I think we used what we paid for.
Curiosity sings